Sometime on a random day in March of 2020, my entire life changed. I was just about to go onto spring break in my junior year of high school. Little did I know it would be the last day I walked the halls there. You see, there were these rumors about a nasty little bug that came from overseas and had the potential to spread rapidly. The effects were unknown, and to be safe, the government issued a lockdown. For a kid who desperately wanted nothing more than another week of spring break, this was incredible news. Another week of late nights on Minecraft with the boys and relaxation? I was ecstatic. Then 1 week turned into two into four, and gradually the world stopped moving. If you had told anyone in the 2010s that the entire world would shut down in less than 10 years, they would call you crazy. And I agree with them. Even now looking back, it doesn't really seem quite real. I still feel like I fell asleep in early 2020 and never woke up. I still feel that one day soon I will wake up in my childhood bed at 6:45 and start getting ready for high school. I won't be thinking about how many internships I have to apply to or how I'm going to stretch 4 packs of ramen over a week of food or any of that. Instead, I'd be focused on whatever my little naive 17-year-old self was focused on. But the problem is, I haven't been 17 for 4 years. Yet I was 17 when the world shut down, and when I shut down too. When life stood still. Not just mine, but everyone's. When everyone collectively came to the realization that we have absolutely no idea what's going on. And stand still the world did. My high school career turned into Zoom meetings. Everything was digitized. My friends turned from real people into usernames. School turned from something that stressed me out into a joke. It was fun, it was easy, and I was developing a close-knit friend group that would spend thousands of hours across every conceivable video game as we stumbled our way out of childhood and into the abstract terror that is adulthood. I was still performing well academically. In fact, I was able to get way more done because I didn't actually just have to go to school and waste my time in a lecture. I could do my homework while doing it. So I had, essentially, infinite free time. We all did. I still feel like this time in my life was one of pure freedom. I fell in love with video games, I made good friends, I spent time with my family. But little did I know I would enter this lockdown as a child and stay that way a lot longer than I should have. As fun as playing games all day was, it was subconsciously stunting my growth in a pretty massive way. I remained, at least from a maturity standpoint, 17. I didn't have to deal with school drama or girls or anything that upperclassmen in high school typically deal with. Instead, I was just still a kid. This wasn't a bad thing in a lot of ways. This channel only exists because I kept my focus on nostalgia instead of growing up. But in a lot of ways, it caused a decent amount of damage. At the end of the lockdown, I got thrown into the crazy world that was college. It was still technically during the pandemic, and I would get written up if I didn't have my mask on in the dorm, but life went from 0 to 100 real quick. Suddenly, the college applications that seemed to cloud my nightmares for months happened years ago. Now I was a grown man. There was no one coming to save me, and I just had to figure it out. I feel like I'm not alone in this. I feel as though everyone around my age more or less paused their life during COVID. To be fair, what else could we do? Nobody knew what the right play was, and of course, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, it's easy to see where we went wrong, what we could have done differently. But in the moment, during those long days of lockdown, none of us knew what the right decision was. We were all just trying to survive, trying to make sense of a world that had been turned upside down. And in those moments of uncertainty, we clung to whatever gave us comfort. For some, like me, it was the familiar routine of video games, a temporary escape from the harsh reality right outside our doors. But the outcome of this was that my days blurred together into a cycle of virtual classes, games, and scrolling through whatever content I could find on social media. Sure, these activities provided temporary comfort, but they also created a bubble of stagnation, shielding us from the responsibilities that I should have had at the time. Without the normal rites of passage and milestones that mark the transition from adolescence to adulthood, I found myself trapped in a state of stagnation. I missed out on a lot of crucial experiences that help shape most people's identities and prepare them for the complexities of adulthood. For some reason, the pandemic became a convenient excuse for me to delay facing the harsh realities of life. I mean, I didn't want to grow up. With no pressure to, I just kind of retreated into a state of perpetual adolescence, clinging to what I knew and what I liked. Now that I'm out in the real world, I have grown up. I've faced those challenges, and yeah, it took some time, but the nice thing about a global lockdown is the fact that it was global. Everyone was going through this, so we as a generation might have been stunted, but you are not behind just because this happened. It happened to everyone. So don't feel stunted or sad or feel like you're not enough right now, because we're still figuring this out, and everyone is going to progress through this at a different rate. That's all I've got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one.